I just want the paper. 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 I just want the paper.
It's still a feeling that you love to hate. Don't hesitate to put in work just to get this pay. And all this talk about food, I guess I need a plate. But once the trap house boom, I guess I flip the state to get this rate. Money violent like I'm in rape. Half a brick a day, my firework like Independence Day. Sparkles split for hate. Niggas learn from that chink shit. Now my shooters move around, we moving brink switch. I'm from the school of the hard knocks, from a hard block. I need a beat with a hard knock, flipping hard rock. Need a coupe with a hard top or a hard drop. Pull it out, they be all shocked, watch they jaws drop. My niggas crazy, but we optimistic. Cause I remember days I didn't have a pot to piss in. Somebody tell these pussy niggas I'm the best that did it. Your boy Dag, fire plane, that's the best description. Motherfuckers,
I just want the paper. I just
Yo, salute, salutations and all that, man. This is the toughest of all tough Stenos, man. This is Talking Tough with Steno, man. Yo, listen, today, like I said, it's 2022. It is the reckoning, man. The chickens have come home to roost on a lot of people. You see a lot of people getting sentenced, R. Kelly and them. So today, Derek Chauvin, the man that murdered George Floyd, was sentenced to 20 years in jail. Let's listen to what the news said.
Murdering George Floyd. He has just been sentenced this afternoon to more than 20 years in a federal court. Okay, federal, not state, for violating Floyd's civil rights. Just before he was sentenced, and you're looking at some of the drawings from inside the room here, we had our team in court. Cameras were not allowed. That's why we're showing you pictures and not actual video. But Chauvin apparently spoke at a podium in a low voice, said he wished the Floyd family well. He apparently made eye contact with his own family on his way back to his seat. You'll remember, of course, George Floyd was killed in 2020 during an arrest where Chauvin kneeled on his neck for 9 minutes. Now, Chauvin is already serving time in prison on state murder charges for his role in Floyd's death. It was a killing that sparked immediate protests in Minneapolis that spread around the country. It created this real national reckoning over race, over discrimination, over involving people of color in the U.S. Ron Allen joins us now. And Ron, this is a significant moment, and I want to be clear, right?
All right, so I don't want to get into the whole semantics and all that and everything that they saying, but basically, you know what I'm saying, the man has been found guilty on federal charges. This is not murder charge. This is for violating George Floyd's federal civil rights. He's already serving time right now for the murder of George Floyd on the state level. So this is the federal civil rights time that he just got sentenced to. So it says Chauvin's federal sentence will run concurrently. So for y'all who don't know what concurrently is, it means that it's going to be, he's going to do this 22 years the same time he's already doing his other time in jail. So he said will run concurrently with the 22.5-year sentence he is serving after being found guilty of second and third degree murder, as well as second degree manslaughter in the state case. So he's already doing 22 years. He just got sentenced to another 20 years, but he's not going to do 40 years. He's just going to do the same time that he was already doing. But they're going to move him to a federal facility, right? So he already did some time. He probably did the little 2.5 years already. Because it was 2020. So he's going to finish the rest of the next 20 years in a federal penitentiary. Derek Chauvin was sentenced to just more than 20 years in prison Thursday, which is today, nearly 7 months after he pled guilty to federal charges that he violated George Floyd's civil rights when he knelt on Floyd's neck for 9.5 minutes as he was detaining him in May 2020. Before handing down the sentence, U.S. District Judge Paul Magnuson called Chauvin's treatment of Floyd offensive and unconscionable. You know what I mean? I really don't know why you did what you did, but you put your knee on another person's neck until they expire is simply wrong, and for you to conduct, and for that conduct, you must be substantially punished, the judge said. Federal prosecutors had asked Magnuson to sentence Chauvin to 25 years on the high end of the 20 to 25-year range of the plea agreement, saying Chauvin abused his authority as a police officer and acted callously, which he did, bro. Which he did. This shit was a total abuse of power. Yo, salute, champs. You already know, man. I had to talk about this shit before we do the tougher flush because this situation was probably one of the biggest things that we saw, you know what I'm saying, in our lives. I mean, I was around for a lot of shit, but as far as the world is concerned, the George Floyd case really was crazy, bro. After the judge, after that, the judge loves giving out 20 with an L. That's a fact. Salute to Stino in the sniper game. You already know the vibes, man, or don't bang. Now I'm saying I'm gonna finish reading this shit though. Then we could talk about how y'all feel about what they did. Now I'm saying defense had asked for 20 years. Chauvin, the defense had asked for 20 years, saying Chauvin was remorseful for what he did and that he has accepted responsibility. Magnuson sentenced Chauvin to 21 years in prison with credit for the time he already served, bringing his sentence to 20 years and 5 months. Chauvin is already serving a 22.5-year sentence after he was already found guilty of second and third degree murder for the George Floyd case on the state level, as well as second degree manslaughter in April 2021 in a state case for the death of George Floyd. His federal sentence will be served concurrently. So like I said before, y'all, he's not going to do an additional 20 years. It's those two sentences are going to run at the same time. Know what I mean? So he got sentenced to 20 years and 22 years. So he's going to do the next 20 years in the federal penitentiary because the federal is going to overrun the state. He's going to do the next 20 years in the federal penitentiary, which is going to be a lot lighter for him. I feel like they did that for a reason, to keep him out of real prison. Not to say the feds ain't real prison, but now I'm saying I'm pretty sure, bro, like he's going to have an easier time than what he would have had in a regular jail. Chauvin initially pleaded guilty to the federal charges, but he changed his plea in December. At the time, he also admitted guilt in a separate federal indictment in connection with allegations that he deprived a 14-year-old boy of his civil rights in an encounter in September 2017. So, a lot of these shits could be stopped, man. Like, a lot of this shit that's happening, bro, with these people. And I'm saying, like, even dude, the Highland Park dude, a lot of this shit can be stopped, bro. They just be ignoring shit because of these guys, because the way these guys look, man. I wonder how his neck will hold up to the pressure he will be facing. Listen, he's going to be in a federal penitentiary, bro. The COs and all that shit probably rock with this nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? The COs and them niggas probably a rock with this nigga, bro. He's an ex-police officer that bodied a colored civilian. He's not going to have that much trouble in the federal penitentiary. I mean, especially, they're going to look out for him. They're going to put him where he need to be at, not where he don't need to be at. You know what I'm saying? Floyd, George Floyd's brother, was among several people to speak in the court before the sentencing. He called Chauvin to receive the maximum sentence, saying he has not had a real night of sleep since his brother was murdered in broad daylight. He said his family has been given a life sentence as they will never be able to get their brother back, which is all facts. You know what I'm saying? Because of this guy right here. It's all facts. You know what I'm saying? The George Floyd family will never be able to get Mr. George Floyd back. You know what I mean? But like I said, he did get sentenced. He got sentenced twice. You know what I mean? So he got found guilty of the murder in April 2021, which he started a 21-year sentence on the state level. And now he just pled guilty to the civil rights, to depriving George Floyd of his civil rights, abusing the civil rights of George Floyd. He got an additional 20, almost 22 and a half years, which he will be running concurrent. So he will not be doing 40 years. He will just be doing this 20 years, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I mean, I'm glad the justice has been handed out, But at the same time, it's like, bro, why not give this nigga 60 years, bro? Fuck it. Just give this nigga 60 years. You know what I'm saying? Get this man the 60 that he deserves, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro, it's been a long 2 years with this case. It's been a long 2 years as people with this case. It's been a longer life dealing with all this shit, man. I mean, it's not just George Floyd, it's many situations, you know what I'm saying, where they are abusing their power. And it's just good to see that some justice is being served in some sort of way. I want his cars, close his door, go after the house, go after everything, champ. Go after everything. Everything should be stripped from him. He should have nothing to leave for his family. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. But once this shit play out more, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's probably nothing else to say about this case. But if anything else does arise, I will let y'all know, man. I'm about to get ready for this Tougher Flush episode. If y'all tuning in and y'all want to tune into that, man, we do live music reviews. Probably gonna do it at like 8:45. I mean, send y'all music in, and we gonna play y'all music, man. You know what I'm saying, respectfully, go to wearetough.com for all the merch. And I'm gonna leave y'all with some commercials, man. Check it out. Warning. Clouded teen causes extreme cases of dumbness, reckless acts of mookism, and total loss of morality. Are you chasing clout? So is everyone. But why don't you look the part while doing it? Get your official clout merch right now at wearetough.com. That is wearetough.com. If you're chasing clout and you're out here on some mookism shit, go ahead and go over to wearetough.com and get your merch today.
You can't run away from these stars I got, oh baby. Hey baby, 'cause I got a lot, oh yeah. And anywhere you go, my whole crew gonna know, oh baby. Hey baby, you can't hide from my
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep it real, trying to keep it real. Tell me what you want, I'ma tell you how I feel. I ain't trying to get no deal. I keep it real. Tell me what you want, I'ma tell you how I feel. I ain't trying to get no deal. Tell me what you want, I'ma tell you how I feel. I ain't trying to